Rejection cuts deeper than most wounds because it isn't just a no. It feels like the world telling you that you're not good enough. But let me tell you something. Every rejection you face is not the end of your story. It's the sharpening of your blade. Life is not supposed to hand you approval on a silver plate. The door slammed in your face. The people who doubted you, the times you were told you're not the one, those are the very fires that forge greatness. If you think rejection means you're worthless, you've already lost. But if you see rejection as redirection, as a test to prove how badly you want it, you become unstoppable. Think about it. If everyone welcomed you with open arms, you'd never grow. Pain is a privilege because it forces you to evolve. Rejection is the universe daring you. Do you have the strength to stand back up? The ones who win are not the ones who were never rejected. They're the ones who turned rejection into fuel. So when the world rejects you, don't beg for acceptance. Stand taller, work harder, and let your success scream louder than any no ever could. Rejection is not the end. It's redirection. When life shuts a door in your face, most people see it as a signal to stop, to give up, to surrender. They think rejection is the universe telling them they're unworthy. But the truth is, rejection is the universe testing your patience, your willpower, your discipline, and your hunger. Every time someone tells you no, what they're really doing is giving you a chance to prove how badly you want what you're chasing. Most people crumble because they mistake rejection for finality. They believe the chapter has closed, the story is finished, and their dreams are over. But rejection is not the last page of your book. It's simply the pause before a better chapter begins. The people who truly win in life are not the ones who got everything handed to them. They're the ones who got turned away, laughed at, ignored, and dismissed, yet refused to stop moving forward. Think about every great success story. Behind it is a graveyard of rejection letters, doubters, failures, and closed doors. But instead of crying over those closed doors, the successful ones built new doors, kicked down walls, and walked paths nobody else could see. Rejection feels like pain, but pain is the greatest motivator if you channel it the right way. You can let rejection break you, or you can let it harden you. You can allow it to convince you that you're not good enough, or you can use it as undeniable proof that you're on the path to something bigger. Because if your dreams were easy to reach, you wouldn't need rejection to mold you into the person capable of holding them. Rejection exists because destiny is shaping you, it's chiseling you, cutting away your weaknesses, and building a version of you that is sharp, disciplined, and ready to conquer. Without rejection, you'd never develop resilience. Without rejection, you'd never know how badly you want something. Without rejection, you'd accept mediocrity as your fate. That's why rejection should never be taken as defeat. It's a signal. It's the world saying, not yet. You're not ready. Work harder, sharpen your mind, toughen your skin, and come back stronger. Rejection isn't about you being unworthy. It's about timing, preparation, and alignment. Sometimes you're rejected because what you're aiming for isn't right for you. Other times you're rejected because you're not yet ready to handle the weight of what you're asking for. But in every single case, rejection is pushing you toward growth. When someone rejects you, it's easy to internalize it, to believe their judgment is permanent truth. But their no is not your destiny. Their doubt is not your reality. Rejection is simply one perspective, one moment in time. Your persistence, your actions, your refusal to stay down, that's what defines your future. You see, most people quit after rejection because they crave validation more than they crave progress. They want the world to clap for them, to welcome them instantly, to say yes without struggle. But that's not how greatness is built. Greatness is built in silence, in the shadows, in the lonely nights where rejection is screaming in your ear and you still choose to keep going. Greatness is built when the world says no and you answer with watch me. Rejection is redirection because it forces you to pivot, to look at other angles, to build new strategies. Every rejection is like a compass shift, steering you closer to the path meant for you. Think about it. How many times in your life did rejection turn out to be a blessing in disguise? That job you didn't get made space for a better one. That person who walked away freed you to find someone truly aligned with you. That failed opportunity pushed you into something greater. Life isn't punishing you with rejection. It's protecting you, guiding you, preparing you. The problem is most people can't see that in the moment. They're blinded by the sting of rejection, so they stop. But if you trust the process, if you embrace rejection as part of your journey, you'll realize it was never the end. It was the redirection you needed to reach something far greater. Stop fearing rejection. Start respecting it. Stop thinking it's the wall in your way and start seeing it as the door to your evolution. Every time you're rejected, life is asking, are you serious? Do you want this badly enough? Will you keep going? And if your answer is yes, you'll rise higher than anyone who's ever been handed things without resistance. The strongest people are forged in rejection. The most relentless fighters are built from pain. The most powerful victories come after the hardest defeats. So when rejection comes, don't break, don't beg, don't retreat. Stand taller, fight harder, and let rejection become the greatest fuel in your journey, because rejection is never the end. It's only the beginning of your redirection toward greatness. Pain is the greatest motivator for growth. Nothing in life transforms you the way pain does. When everything is comfortable, when life is soft and easy, you don't change, you don't evolve, you don't push past your limits. Comfort is the enemy of greatness because it lulls you into a state of stillness where nothing new is born. But pain shakes your soul. Pain forces you to wake up, to fight, to climb. Pain tells you something is wrong, something must change, something inside of you must rise above where you are right now. People try to run from pain. They numb it, hide it, or pretend it doesn't exist. But the truth is, the most powerful, unbreakable versions of ourselves are forged inside pain. It teaches lessons nothing else can teach. When you fail, when you lose, when you're rejected, when you're broken, that sting of pain is a message. It's not punishment. It's a signal, a wake-up call that you're being stretched, molded, prepared. The reason pain is such a great motivator is because it doesn't let you ignore reality. If you're broke, the pain of poverty pushes you to hustle harder. If you're unhealthy, the pain in your body forces you to move, to eat better, to respect yourself. If someone betrays you, the pain of heartbreak forces you to rebuild trust in yourself, to grow stronger walls and sharper vision. Pain doesn't lie. It doesn't sugarcoat. It puts the truth in front of you and demands that you act. Growth never happens in safety. You don't grow sitting on a couch watching the days pass by. You grow when your back is against the wall, when your body aches, when your mind screams at you to quit and you still refuse to give in. Pain stretches your capacity. It reveals to you just how much more you can handle than you ever thought possible. You only find your limits by enduring the storms. And once you survive them, those limits shatter. Pain is the fire that burns weakness out of you. It strips you of illusions and excuses and leaves you with only two choices: break or build. Most people fear pain because it's uncomfortable, but that discomfort is the exact place where transformation happens. Without pain, you'd stay soft, fragile, untested. With pain, you become disciplined, resilient, powerful. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the strongest leaders, they all carry scars of pain. They didn't avoid it. They embraced it. They used it as fuel, as a reminder of where they never want to return, as proof of their strength. Pain creates hunger. When you felt the burn of hunger in your stomach, you fight harder to earn food. When you've tasted failure, you fight harder for victory. When you've been at the bottom, you do everything in your power to climb to the top. Pain gives meaning to success. If you've never struggled, you can't appreciate what it feels like to win. Victory without sacrifice is empty, but victory after pain, it tastes different. It's real. It's earned. That's why pain is a gift in disguise. It's the universe pushing you forward, saying, you can do more. You can be more. Keep moving. Instead of running from pain, you should use it. Channel it into your workouts, your business, your craft, your discipline. Let every moment of struggle remind you that growth is happening even when it hurts. Think about a seed. It must break open to become a tree. That breaking is pain, but without it, no life would emerge. The same is true for you. You must be broken open, tested, pushed, and challenged if you want to grow into your full potential. Pain isn't the enemy. It's the pathway. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every ache in your body after hard work is proof you push yourself further. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every failure, they are not curses. They are teachers. The difference between those who stay weak and those who rise strong is how they respond to pain. The weak let pain defeat them. The strong let pain define them. They take that fire and build themselves into something greater. Pain will visit you whether you like it or not. That's life. You don't get to choose whether you experience it, but you do get to choose how you respond. And if you respond with courage, determination, and relentless focus, That pain becomes your greatest ally. It becomes the voice that whispers, keep going. Don't stop. You're stronger than this. So when pain arrives, don't curse it. Don't run from it. Don't see it as punishment. See it as your chance. See it as proof you're still alive, still fighting, still capable of growth. Let pain harden your will, sharpen your vision, and strengthen your soul, because in the end, comfort won't change you, success won't shape you, and ease won't make you stronger. Pain will. And that's why pain is and always will be the greatest motivator for growth. Every no strengthens your hunger for success. The world will tell you no more times than it will ever tell you yes, and that is exactly how it should be. If life handed you yes after yes, victory after victory, success would lose its meaning. It would feel empty, hollow, unearned. But when you hear no, when doors slam in your face, when people doubt you, when opportunities slip away, that sting is supposed to light a fire inside of you. Every no is fuel. Every rejection, every failure, every dismissal is not the end of your story. It is sharpening your hunger, because hunger is what drives you beyond the ordinary. Hunger is what pushes you to keep fighting when others quit. Hunger is what makes the taste of victory unforgettable. A no is not an insult. It's a challenge. It's the world daring you to rise again, daring you to fight harder, daring you to prove yourself. When people tell you no, they're not sealing your fate. They're handing you an opportunity to grow stronger. If everything were easy, you wouldn't have the strength to handle true success. But the resistance, the pushback, the denials, they're shaping you into someone who can't be stopped. Every no you hear is training your resilience. It's teaching you that success doesn't belong to the ones who wait for approval. It belongs to the ones who keep moving, regardless of the disapproval. Think about it. When you hear no and you stop, you've proven them right. But when you hear no and keep pushing forward, you're building a hunger they can't take away from you. Hunger is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves. And hunger is born in rejection. The greatest champions in history were told no countless times. They were laughed at, doubted, dismissed. But instead of letting those no's destroy them, they let them carve out a deeper drive inside. Every denial was like fuel poured on a fire that burned hotter and brighter until the whole world couldn't ignore them anymore. You must learn to see no not as a wall, but as a mirror showing you how badly you want it. Do you give up the first time you're told no? Or do you come back stronger, hungrier, more relentless? Each no is testing your character. Each no is separating the weak from the strong, the pretenders from the committed. And if you use it correctly, each no will carve into you an unshakable desire to prove to yourself and the world that you will not be denied. Success tastes different when you've been told no. Victories hit harder when they're earned after rejection. You cannot develop true hunger if everything comes easy. You cannot value success if you've never struggled to achieve it. Every no is building your appetite, stretching your capacity, preparing you to devour the opportunities that lie ahead. Think of hunger as fuel. Without it, you coast, you stagnate, you settle. With it, you move mountains. Every time you hear no, your tank is refilled. Every time someone doubts you, you're gifted another reason to keep going. That's why you must stop fearing no. Stop seeing it as a curse. Stop believing it's a dead end. A no is a step forward because it's another chance to grow hungrier, to sharpen your edge, to increase your fire. Without no, you'd never have the hunger to chase your vision relentlessly. Without no, you'd never become the person worthy of success. The truth is, life isn't supposed to give you endless yeses. Life wants to see how much you can endure, how many times you can be denied before you finally break through. That is where true success is born. Hunger will take you further than talent. Hunger will carry you through nights of exhaustion. Hunger will silence the doubt in your mind when you're on the verge of quitting. And hunger is fed by no after no after no. So when they tell you no, don't shrink, don't break, don't retreat, smile, because you've just been given another reason to fight harder, another chance to prove to yourself that you're unstoppable, another opportunity to strengthen the hunger that will one day make you unstoppable. Every no is part of the journey, every rejection a stepping stone, every denial a blessing in disguise. Don't let it kill you, let it fuel you. Because the more no's you collect, the hungrier you become, and the hungrier you become, the closer you get to the moment where no one can deny you anymore. That is the power of rejection. That is the gift of hunger. And that is why every no will always strengthen your hunger for success. Those who rise from rejection become unstoppable. Rejection is one of the most powerful forces in the world because it has the ability to either break you or build you. Most people let it break them. They hear no once, they get laughed at once, they face one setback and they crumble. They let rejection define them as failures. But the rare ones, the strong ones, the relentless ones, they rise from rejection. And once they do, nothing can stop them. Because a person who has been crushed, who has been told they aren't good enough, who has been left behind and ignored, yet still finds the courage to get back up, that person develops a power the world can't take away. When rejection hits, it hurts. It makes you question yourself, your worth, your path. But if you endure it, if you take that pain and turn it into fuel, something incredible happens. You start to realize rejection doesn't control you. You control what it means. Every time you rise from rejection, you grow stronger, harder, sharper. The sting that once cut you down becomes the scar that reminds you of your resilience. You stop fearing no's because you know they can't kill you. You've survived them before and you'll survive them again. And every survival makes you more dangerous, more determined, more unstoppable. The truth is, rejection is a filter. It separates the weak from the strong. The weak crumble, the strong adapt. The weak stop, the strong keep going. The weak beg for acceptance. The strong create their own path. Once you've risen from rejection, you stop asking for permission. You stop needing validation. You stop waiting for someone to open a door for you. You build your own doors, smash your own walls, and carve your own destiny. That's why people who rise from rejection are unstoppable. They've been tested by the very thing that destroys most people, and they refuse to be destroyed. Rejection teaches you self-reliance. When no one believes in you, you're forced to believe in yourself. When no one helps you, you learn to move alone. When no one supports you, you discover how to generate your own strength. And once you master that, nobody can control you again. Because what can they threaten you with? Another no? Another closed door? You've already faced rejection. You've already tasted it, survived it, and grown from it. You become untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. Look at history, at the greatest fighters, creators, leaders. Every single one of them faced rejection. They were told they weren't good enough. They were laughed at, ignored, underestimated. But they didn't stop. They didn't let rejection end them. They used it to build unbreakable willpower. And once that willpower was forged, the world had no choice but to acknowledge them. Rejection builds hunger. It forces you to dig deeper, to push harder, to prove not just to others, but to yourself that you will not quit. Hunger is what makes you train longer, study harder, work while others sleep. Hunger is what turns impossible into done. And rejection feeds that hunger like nothing else. That's why the people who rise from rejection always go further than those who never faced it. They've been toughened by resistance. They've been sharpened by failure. They've been fueled by no's. They no longer see rejection as defeat, but as training. Every no becomes a rep. Every setback becomes a drill. Every closed door becomes another step in their conditioning. And conditioned fighters don't fall easily. The unstoppable are not the ones who never faced rejection. They are the ones who faced it and stood up anyway. If you've been rejected, understand this. It's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your power. You have a choice right now. You can let it crush you and stay down like the majority, or you can rise. And when you rise, you'll discover that rejection didn't weaken you. It made you stronger than you ever thought possible. It gave you the gift of resilience, the strength of hunger, the courage of independence. That's why rejection is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Because once you've risen from it, you'll walk through life with a power that can't be shaken. You'll know in your heart that no matter how many times you're pushed down, you'll always stand up again, and that makes you unstoppable. Don't seek acceptance. Earn respect through results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is chasing validation from others. They want to be liked. They want to be approved of. They want to fit in. They bend themselves into shapes that don't belong to them just to win the applause of people who don't matter. But here's the truth. Acceptance is cheap. It's shallow, and it's temporary. People will accept you as long as you play by their rules, as long as you stay small enough not to threaten them, as long as you fit into the box they've created for you. The moment you step out of that box, the acceptance disappears. That's why acceptance is a trap. It keeps you chasing approval instead of chasing growth. Respect, on the other hand, is different. Respect isn't given lightly. Respect isn't won by begging. Respect doesn't come from pretending to be something you're not. Respect comes from proof, from results, from showing, not telling, from working when nobody's, watching and producing outcomes so undeniable that the world has no choice but to recognize you. When you live your life chasing acceptance, you weaken yourself. You waste your energy trying to please people who will never be satisfied. But when you dedicate yourself to results, you build strength, discipline, and confidence that can't be taken away. Results are undeniable. You can argue with opinions, but you can't argue with results. You can dislike someone, you can envy them, you can doubt them, but if they deliver results, you're forced to acknowledge them. And that's where true respect is born. People don't respect you because you asked them to. They respect you because you showed up, worked harder, proved yourself, and created something real. Seeking acceptance makes you dependent. Earning respect makes you free. Acceptance keeps you controlled by others' opinions. Respect liberates you because it's rooted in truth, in achievement, in undeniable evidence. Think about the difference between someone who constantly talks about their dreams and someone who quietly grinds until their results speak louder than any words. The talker might get some temporary acceptance, some polite claps, some empty encouragement, but the grinder, the doer, the one who puts in the work, they get respect. Not because they asked for it, not because they demanded it, but because they earned it. Results create respect, and respect lasts longer than acceptance ever will. Respect follows you even when people don't like you. Respect makes your name echo even in the mouths of your enemies. Respect builds a legacy. Acceptance disappears the moment you stop pleasing people. If you live for acceptance, you'll constantly be changing who you are to satisfy the crowd. But if you live for respect, you'll stay true to yourself and let your achievements define your worth. Stop asking, do they accept me? And start asking, have I earned respect through what I've done? Every hour you spend worrying about acceptance is an hour you could have spent building results that command respect. Every moment you waste trying to fit in is a moment you could have used to stand out. The world doesn't remember those who were accepted. It remembers those who were respected. Nobody talks about the people who blended in, but everybody talks about the ones who built results so massive they could not be ignored. You don't need everyone to accept you. You don't need everyone to clap for you. What you need is to deliver results so real, so powerful, so undeniable that even your critics have to say they did it. Respect is not about popularity. It's about proof. And the only way to get it is by doing the work, putting in the time, pushing through the pain, and building results that stand taller than any opinion. Don't chase acceptance. Let people doubt you. Let them criticize. Let them exclude you. While they're busy judging, you'll be busy working. And when the results show up, those same people will be forced to respect you, even if they don't want to. Respect is stronger than love, stronger than hate, stronger than opinion. It's rooted in action. It's rooted in fact. It's rooted in results. So stop asking to be accepted. Stop begging to be liked. Focus on results. Because in the end, results are the language everyone understands, and respect is the reward that never fades. And when it's all said and done, remember this, the world doesn't owe you acceptance, and it never will. People will come and go, opinions will change, and applause will fade, but your results will remain forever. That is why you can't waste your life trying to be liked, trying to be approved, trying to be welcomed into circles that don't value you. Stop chasing temporary acceptance and start building permanent respect. Respect is born from discipline, from consistency, from doing the work when no one is clapping, from proving yourself when nobody believes. Respect is silent at first, but it echoes louder with every achievement, every milestone, every victory you earn. And once you have respect, you don't need validation. You don't need permission. You become undeniable. So let them doubt you. Let them reject you. Let them exclude you. Don't fight for their acceptance. Fight for your results, because when the results come, the same people who ignored you will be forced to respect you, and respect earned through results can never be taken away. Acceptance is cheap, but respect is eternal. Don't seek acceptance. Earn respect through results, and you will become unforgettable.